Rain frogs, as they're aptly called, have been waiting for months below ground for this moment.
Howdy ho people, and welcome back to our channel. History is full of strange things falling out from the sky. Aside from the standard, rain and snowstorms of frogs and fish are oddly not unheard of, as violent upsweeps and storms suck up huge amounts of water. But what about bits of lungs and worms? So let's talk about the 10 most unbelievable types of rain. Number 10, spider rain. Imagine driving your car and suddenly thousands of spiders come raining down from the sky. Well, that's exactly what happened to Eric Reese, a 20-year-old web designer from Santo Antonio da Platina, a town around 250 miles west of Sao Paulo. Reese, who was a videographer for his friend's wedding, had the wherewithal to pull out his video camera and tape the spider torrential, which he then posted on YouTube. The video became viral, and while spider rain might sound like something out of a Hitchcock movie, it's a phenomenon that's actually not out of the ordinary. According to biologist Marta Fisher of the Pontifical Catholic University of Parana, the Anolis onus eczema spider, which is about the size of a pencil eraser, usually hangs out in trees and can create webs up to 65 feet high, which are used to trap insects.
Of spiders come raining from the sky. Well, that's exactly what happened to Eric Reese, a 20-year-old web designer from Santo Antonio.
Number 9, frog rain. According to the Bible, frogs raining down from the skies is a sign of a horrible curse. According to scientists, however, the explanation is a tad more logical. Waterspouts, which is the type of tornado that forms over a body of water, which is where frogs typically hang out, is the culprit. Here, when a waterspout hits a body of water, the frogs are sucked way up into the funnel and soon become an unwilling passenger in its ride away from their original habitat. Once the wind dies down, the frogs are then released full force, which then gives the appearance of frogs raining down from the heavens.
Rain frogs, as they're aptly called, have been waiting for months below ground for this moment.
Number 8, golf ball. On September 1st, 1969, golf enthusiasts from Punta Gorda, Florida, probably thought they died and went to heaven. It was on that day that residents woke up to find dozens of golf balls falling from the skies. Was this some gift from the golfing heavens? Not exactly. According to meteorologists, Punta Gorda, which is located on Florida's western Gulf Coast and is home to many golf courses, probably experienced a passing tornado that gulped up a golf ball-filled pond, which in turn rained down its contents on the streets of the unsuspecting town. Number 7, blood rain. If rain fell as rain, it is clear and cool. Nobody took much notice. But what if it turned red within just a few hours? The rainwater collected in basins and fountains had gone from colorless to a murky, rusty red. This is exactly what happened in Zamora, Spain. Some residents worried that chemicals had been dumped into their water. Others suspected aerial saboteurs were filling the tanks with contaminants. The religiously minded worried that the blood-like rain was a plague delivered by the wrathful God.
It's all happening for real. Imagine the familiar view outside your window. What if you saw it gradually turn red?
Number 6, raining bats. Australia is a country in which not only people but also animals have quite a challenging life. In January 2018, the air temperature in some areas of the continent reached a record high in coastal cities. Many Australians flocked to pools, beaches, and other watering holes to cool off. The animals had nowhere to hide. When the bats fell from the sky like rain, it became clear that these animals could not survive the temperature that had risen to 47 degrees Celsius. According to experts, about 100,000 bats died due to abnormal heat.
From the sky like rain, it became clear that these animals could not survive the temperature that had risen to 47 degrees Celsius. According to experts, about
Number 5, raining fishes. There are flying fish and then there are falling fish. The sight of fish falling from the sky is certainly bizarre. How surprised would you be if you go outside for shopping walk down the street holding an umbrella over your head and see small fish lying around everywhere. You will probably ask that was it possible for fish to fall from the sky? It's actually quite easy and simple to explain. This rare weather phenomenon happens when somewhere in the ocean a waterspout occurs, low atmospheric pressure and enormously strong winds lift fish from the surface of the water to the sky. After a while, the wind brings a whirlwind of fish to the land and causes this unusual rain. Though this natural phenomenon is considered rare, it happens almost every year. For example, another fish rain occurred in Australia in March 2016. Number 4. Meat. On March 3, 1876, in the little Kentucky town of Olympia Springs, it was actually raining meat. To be precise, the meat, which measured between 2 and 4 inches square and appeared to be the beef variety, rained down in the backyard of one crouch. It was verified, however, after 2 men bravely stepped forward to taste the meat that rather than beef, the taste was similar to mutton or venison. After further medical examination by the Royal Microscopical Society of Great Britain, it was determined that the meat was, in fact, lung tissue from either a horse or a human infant.
To be of the beef variety, rained down in the backyard of one Alan Crouch. It was verified, however, after 2 men bravely stepped.
Number 3. Frozen iguanas. While residents of Tallahassee, Florida, braced for their first measurable snowfall in 28 years this January, other Floridians braced for a hailstorm of frozen iguanas. While much of the northern part of the United States cope with blizzard conditions in Florida, it's raining iguanas. Florida residents have been sharing pictures of reptiles belly up in their backyards and on the side of the roads. The effect is brought on by the abnormally cold weather hitting the east coast of the United States, and green iguanas, an invasive species accustomed to warm tropical climates, are struggling to cope. The reason these iguanas have such a hard time coping with cold weather is simply that their reptile bodies aren't adapted to it.
Become defensive once they're able to move. The reason these iguanas have such a hard time coping with cold weather is simply that they're
Number 2. Worms. Meteorologists and biologists have been left baffled by earthworms raining from the sky over southern Norway. According to Norwegian news service Local, the most recent phenomenon was discovered by biology teacher Carsten Erstad while he was skiing in the mountains. "I saw thousands of earthworms on the surface of the snow," he said. In addition, he said, "When I found them on the snow, they seemed to be dead, but when I put them in my hand, I found that they were alive." In 2007 in Louisiana, thousands of worms began falling from the sky.
Rainstorm, you've probably seen worms popping out of the soil, getting stranded all over sidewalks and parking lots. But between birds, clumsy...
Number 1. Non-dairy creamer. In 1969, a white powder of non-dairy creamer rained down on the town of Chester, South Carolina. It seemed that just as the Borden Company was about to make a batch of the corn syrup-based drink additive, a vent clogged, causing the entire batch to shoot out of the factory and into the air. The sticky powder coated everything in town, including cars, windows, people, homes, and grass. The factory was only fined $4,000 for the damage. If any of you guys ever experienced any unique type of rain such as these, do let us know in the comment section below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you guys later in another video. Bye now.